A sudden clash at airport security, a protective brotherhood put to the test, and a major city transformed in brilliant purple. What really happened when Jimin and Jungkook landed in Toronto for the Arirang World Tour 2026. Jimin and Jungkook have officially arrived in Canada, touching down earlier than the rest of their group members at Toronto Pearson International Airport YYZ. The two global superstars landed in the city to prepare for the upcoming Canadian leg of their highly anticipated global tours, titled the Arirang World Tour 2026. Toronto has been buzzing with excitement for months in anticipation of the group's arrival, with fans eagerly tracking flight schedules to catch a glimpse of the icons. The duo's early landing was intended to give them crucial extra time to adjust to the time difference and conduct preliminary walkthroughs for their upcoming massive stadium shows. The Canadian stop is set to be one of the grandest highlights of the entire world tour, featuring a 2-day concert event scheduled for August 22nd and August 23rd, 2026. The performance will take place at the newly constructed Rogers Stadium, an epic open-air venue designed to host massive international spectacles. As the first major pop act to perform at the new facility, the pressure and excitement surrounding the production are at an all-time high. Both members expressed keen interest in arriving early to inspect the state-of-the-art stage setup personally before rehearsals officially kick off. However, what was meant to be a smooth and routine arrival quickly turned into an unexpected high situation inside the customs area of the airport terminal. Shortly after their flight landed, an unusual obstacle emerged that disrupted the Idol's planned itinerary and temporarily halted their exit, while the initial leg of their journey went without a hitch. The process of clearing border controls triggered a sudden operational delay that caught the entourage completely off guard. The drama unfolded within the International Customs and Baggage Inspection area, where strict security clearance protocols were actively being enforced by airport authorities as Jimin proceeded through the inspection zone. Border officials flagged his personal luggage for additional secondary screening. The sudden hold was caused by an unexpected electronic signal flag, as local automated scanning systems detected an anomaly in the tracking tags attached to his specialized personal stage gear. The specific gear kept inside the luggage contained customized, high-tech stage performance items, essential for Jimin's individual sets on the Arirang World Tour. Because these items included non-standard wireless transmitter units and specialized electronic monitoring equipment, customs sensors automatically marked the container for physical inspection. Airport border staff, adhering strictly to official protocol, immediately separated the suitcase from the rest of the group's cleared luggage for manual review. While Jimin was dealing with the sudden inspection, Jungkook had already successfully cleared all border checks and was waiting in the secure arrival lounge, expecting his bandmate to join him within minutes. Jungkook began to grow concerned as time passed without any sign of Jimin emerging from the customs zone. After waiting for an extended period, he inquired with local security personnel to find out what was causing the unexpected delay. Looking across the floor, Jungkook spotted Jimin still standing inside the restricted inspection area, visibly bewildered by the detailed questions being asked by the officials. Realizing that his fellow member was struggling to navigate the strict procedures alone, Jungkook decided to step back into the restricted border control area to assist. The movement initially startled security attendants, who were unused to passengers attempting to re-enter secondary clearance points. As Jungkook approached the counter, the situation became increasingly complicated due to a combination of language barriers and rigid official guidelines. The border officers insisted on following standard, lengthier verification steps, which threatened to delay the group's critical rehearsal timeline, scheduled for the day before the concert. Frustrated by the lack of clear communication and the rigid bureaucratical process, the atmosphere around the counter quickly grew intense. Driven by a protective instinct and anxiety over their tight schedule, Jungkook spontaneously slammed his hand onto the inspection table to demand immediate clarity from the officers. The dramatic gesture was a passionate plea for direct answers regarding why the essential stage equipment was being detained for so long. The sudden noise echoed through the immediate area, instantly catching the attention of every officer and bystander in the vicinity. The loud impact prompted airport security personnel to respond immediately, quickly surrounding the counter to evaluate the sudden escalation. Within seconds, the border control area was filled with high tension as security forces took up positions around the inspection desk. For nearly 20 minutes, the restricted customs zone remained in a state of high alert, as both sides attempted to assert their positions amidst the confusion. Despite the spike in tension, neither the artists nor the airport staff allowed the situation to deteriorate into a physical confrontation. Jimin tried to calm the immediate attempting to bridge the gap between his bandmate and the stern customs officials. Meanwhile, security officers maintained a firm perimeter, while urgent radio communications were dispatched to bring in senior airport supervisors and translation support. The tense standoff finally reached a turning point when members of HYBE's management team and local Canadian translators rushed to the scene with complete documentation. The management staff presented detailed technical manifests, official customs clearance permits, and verified credentials for all international stage equipment being brought into the country for the tour, with the professional translators facilitating clear dialogue. The border officers were able to the tagged items against the official tour permits. The officials carefully reviewed the specialized stage transmitters, confirming that all items were safe, legally declared, and fully compliant with Canadian import regulations. Once the detailed verification process was completed, the customs authorities officially cleared the luggage and cleared Jimin for entry into the country. The officers expressed regret for the extended delay, but emphasized that the strict procedures were standard operating protocol for unverified electronic components. The resolution brought an immediate wave of relief to the entire entourage, effectively ending the 20-minute airport drama. With the misunderstanding fully resolved, the mood transformed completely as the two members gathered their belongings and prepared to finally step out into the public terminal. Any remaining frustration vanished, replaced by the relief that their stage gear was secure and their schedule remained intact. The transition from intense security scrutiny to public celebration was nearly instantaneous. As Jimin and Jungkook walked through the final sliding doors of the arrival hall, they were greeted by the deafening cheers of thousands of waiting fans. The vast crowd of Canadian armies had been gathering outside Pearson International Airport since early morning, eagerly anticipating the arrival of their idols. The energy in the terminal reached a fever pitch the moment the two artists stepped into view. Both singers immediately put the intense customs ordeal behind them, beaming wide smiles and waving warmly to the massive crowd. Their cheerful demeanor instantly reassured the waiting fans, showing no outward signs of the dramatic incident that had unfolded just minutes prior inside the inspection zone. The enthusiastic reaction from the crowd created a joyful, festive environment throughout the entire arrival floor. The warm greeting at the airport marked the official beginning of BTS' presence in Toronto for their historical two-night engagement. Local media crews gathered at the terminal captured the iconic moment of their entry, broadcasting the arrival live across national news outlets. The overwhelming public interest highlighted the immense cultural footprint the group continues to hold worldwide. Beyond the fan community, Toronto's local government and civic authorities extended an extraordinary official welcome to the international superstars, recognizing the massive economic and cultural impact of the Arirang World Tour 2026. City leaders pulled out all the stops to honor the group's return to Canada. In a rare gesture of civic tribute, the City of Toronto officially announced the temporary renaming of one of its major downtown thoroughfares. The key arterial road was formally designated as BTS Boulevard for the duration of the group's visit. Special street signs were installed overnight to mark the historic occasion, instantly turning the street into a popular photo location for visiting fans. Additionally, local municipal authorities arranged for Toronto's most famous landmark, the iconic CN Tower, to participate in the Citywide celebration. Throughout the days of the concert, the tower's architectural lighting system will be illuminated exclusively in vibrant purple lights. The sweeping purple glow across the city's skyline serves as a visual salute to the group and their global fan base. The elaborate citywide decorations reflect the immense excitement surrounding the two sold-out shows. At the new Rogers Stadium, venue operators confirmed that all preparations inside the stadium are proceeding at full speed. With stage construction entering its final phase, the temporary delay at customs ultimately had zero impact on the overarching production schedule. Local authorities and event organizers have implemented comprehensive traffic and crowd control measures to manage the hundreds of thousands of visitors expected to flood the stadium district. Specialized transit routes and expanded train services have been scheduled to ensure smooth transport for concertgoers heading to Rogers Stadium over the weekend. For fans, the arrival of Jimin and Jungkook has turned Toronto into the global epicenter of the pop music world for the week. Social media platforms were inundated with video clips and photos of the members' arrival, with taglines celebrating their Canadian landing trending at the top of global charts within minutes. The short-lived drama at border control has already become a memorable footnote in what promises to be a historic leg of the World Tour. Fans expressed deep admiration for the strong bond demonstrated between the two members, praising Jungkook's instinctual drive to stand up for his teammate during a confusing situation in a foreign airport. As the remaining group members prepare to land in Canada over the coming hours, the excitement surrounding the Arirang World Tour 2026 continues to build to unprecedented levels. Rehearsals at Rogers Stadium are set to commence immediately, ensuring every detail of the massive production is flawless for opening night. with their baggage cleared, their safety assured, and an entire city lit up in purple to welcome them. Jimin and Jungkook are ready to deliver an unforgettable performance. Toronto stands fully prepared to host one of the biggest musical events of the year, celebrating art, unity, and global performance at the highest level. As the countdown to the historic Arirang World Tour 2026 at Rogers Stadium begins, the excitement surrounding BTS's return to Canada is truly unmatched. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Jungkook's protective reaction at the airport? And how excited are you to see the city of Toronto lit up in purple? Leave your thoughts, theories, and warmest welcome messages in the comments section below. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest exclusive updates, breaking news, and live coverage throughout the entire tour.